Hello world, Wendy from Cali here, and it is time for another mani chat. That is what we're gonna attempt to recreate on my nails today. It is for a weekly challenge that Tara Stoddard in her Facebook group is doing with all of her VIPs. If you don't currently subscribe to her channel here on YouTube, go check her out. She does manis every Tuesday. And also her Facebook group is so much fun. So if you want to check it out, find her on Facebook. As well as find Wendy's Nail Fee Studio on Facebook if you're on Facebook. If you want to join me and see my nail fees, pictures, that is, taken selfies of nail fees, in that group, as well as kind of help me out and help pick out manis here and there for me to do. But this week we do have a specific challenge. It is a monochromatic challenge, and of course we had to do purple because that's my favorite color besides green. And here we go. You'll see that I do have a bunch of stuff laid out on the table, as well as for those who watch and subscribe and have seen a few of my videos, you'll notice that the mat is a different color. So tell me what you think. Do you like the darker mat or do you prefer the other one? Let me know in the comments. Alright, let's get started here. Alright, hopefully you guys had a good first week of the new year. I'm going to see how quickly I can do this mani because I know that many of the times when I'm doing a mixed mani with a whole bunch of different nails, I tend to have several parts to my videos. So besides doing this challenge, I also want to see how quickly I can do my manis, but still not take away from sharing with you guys about the week and about life in general. So let's get started here. Yeah, now I'm already forgetting what the picture looked like. And this is what happens when you don't focus, right? So again, here's the photo. And it looks like lightest to darkest. And I have, for the lightest color, for sure, it is a retired set that came out over the summer. I never used this set before, so you'll see a little nail stick there. And while we're at it, we might as well just start with that because I'm pretty sure that I'm going to want for sure as my pinky nail. So let's get started and open that. So I know I had opened the set already previously because I wanted to take a look at the actual color to see if it matched, and it looks like a pretty good match. I've already prepped my nails, so each Color Street set usually comes with a nail prep pad and a file, but because I've already prepped my nails, I'm not going to be using them. And so we're gonna clean this off a little bit and then put those aside and throw this away. And open up the set. I typically, for my pinkies, I don't use this one because my pinkies are super fat compared to some. And so I typically go with this one right here. So that's the one we're going to use. And we're going to pick one to put over here, which I think what I might do, let me see here. Let me pull it out first. Okay. So I'm going to save these for later. Sometimes what I like to use with these is use them as test strips. Or sometimes if I'm not using a full strip on a finger, I can use it like for a line or a stripe or whatever, like using an X-Acto knife to kind of cut what I want from it. So those will be saved. Now, I must preface for those that aren't familiar with Color Street, they are a one-time use application, so no guarantees that if you save them that they will actually be usable later. But I still very much like trying. So see how all of these, I'm not going to be using those until another time. So I'm going to hopefully heat seal those and save them for a rainy day. I've seen many folks use this over the summer for sure with Shangri-La, which is another retired set, and oh my goodness, looks so good. So I might actually save that for like the springtime to do. These are not easy to stick back in sometimes. For those of you that do Color Street often, you know, what are your tips and tricks on how to get it back into the package like that without like struggling? Because you saw I struggled. But anyways, all right. So first week of 2023, here we are. We already had a full moon. We had a full moon. I don't know if any of you guys experienced crazy drivers and crazy people on Friday because of the full moon, but it sure was very interesting out there. The day was just kind of weird all around. And it's not even, you know, it wasn't even Friday the 13th yet, so, you know, kind of funky that day. It went by really quickly, too. But yeah. But Saturday was really nice because Panda Bear and I had a little Saturday date. So we went to the city of Covina, for those of you that are from Southern California. And the reason why we went to Covina was because this company that I like, that sells apparel, they were having a warehouse sale. And Panda Bear was willing to go take us there for the warehouse sale because lots of good deals if you were able to find your size and what you were looking for. Well, didn't realize how popular that brand was going to be. When we got there, we were a few minutes early, so we thought, from when the warehouse sale would begin. The warehouse sale was going to begin at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And we got there, and my goodness, the line was wrapped around the parking lot. Like, completely wrapped around the parking lot. And so, you know, we knew we were going to wait a little bit, but 2 hours later, it took over 2 hours in a line. Luckily, the weather was nice, and Panda Bear was a great sport. No complaints there. He even was betting on the horsies and won a really nice one while we were standing in line. So it was well worth it. And I got a whole bunch of stuff, inclusive of this sticker, which they gave to me for free. I also have another sticker that they gave to me for free. But this one, while we were standing in line and waiting, the bouncer, I call him the bouncer, even though he was just a guy at the door, one of the workers at the door, was like, oh, somebody had dropped this, and I'm not sure if any of you want it. And I was like, dibs! And so, you know, came home with me. So it's likely going to go on my water bottle because it looks pretty awesome. But basically the brand is called Kinda Fit, Kinda Fat. And that's how I pretty much describe myself. I would say that I am a pretty fit person, but I am definitely fat, and I'm not mad about that. Nope. So, for anyone who worries about being fat or being called fat, I say F it. I mean, what do you care what people say, right? I know that now that I'm in my 40s, oh my goodness, I just don't give a I don't really care. I know me, I am comfortable in my own skin. I know I am healthy. And so people can say what they want to say. and I don't care. But yeah, so we did that standing in line for over 2 hours. So needless to say, Panda Bear and I were famished. So we went to Porto's. For those who are from Southern California or have been to Southern California, Porto's is definitely one of those places. If you like Cuban food, Cuban bakeries, Porto's is the jam. It is the place to go to. And they even have Porto's, especially during the pandemic, now offer shipping for certain items from their bakery. So I know I've sent my best friend Lynn Porto's a couple of times because she lives up in Northern California and she loves Porto's. So during the pandemic, she wasn't able to come down to visit. She used to come down yearly to Southern California to visit, but during the pandemic, she wasn't able to come down. So I made sure for special occasions to send her some. And she's also ordered it for herself before too. So Porto's gets lots of business from us. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, Panda Bear and I went to Porto's, and usually from my experience with Porto's, the wait is like really long, like really, really long, out the door long. And surprisingly, although it was out the door long, it only took about 10 minutes before we were able to order. And so that was a shocker, especially because I thought I was, after waiting in line for over 2 hours for the warehouse sale, that I was going to be standing in line all day like we were at Disneyland or something. But it turned out that we didn't have to wait so long at Porto's. And when we got all of our food, we were able to find a table to sit down and enjoy our lunch. So it was a good day, as Ice Cube says in his song. But yeah, that was Saturday during the morning time and a little towards the early afternoon time. Of course, after a meal like that, before I continue on my story, so I realized that I did this wrong. That's okay. That is okay, you know? So, because I did this wrong, we are not going to change it because I don't want to remove it. I was supposed to use Fashion Progrer, that one there, but I'm not going to, obviously, because now I have foreshore on. So I'm going to use the rest of my Napa Grappa on my ring finger and not use Fashion Progrer. This is what happens when I'm talking and I forget my own plan. But that's okay, because we can call an audible and we can just change it up. Because at the end of the day, it's just nails. So we're going to do that. Whoopsie doodles. Anyways, okay, let me get Napa Grappa out. Hopefully these are older saved strips, so I'm hoping that they still work. It's looking like maybe, I don't know, they could have melted too. That happens sometimes too here in California. I probably should really think about sticking them in the freezer, but our freezer is packed full of too much stuff, so I don't think they will do very well in my freezer, but who's to say? Alright, so here we go with the next color. So this is Napa Grappa. It's also a retired set, but so because we ate a significantly large amount of food, Panda Bear took us home, and I was able to take a nap. I mean, that's really one of my favorite things to do during the weekend, is to be able to nap. So Saturday's already off to an amazing start with great sales at the Kind of Fit, Kind of Fat warehouse sale, where I actually did the math on what we spent. So we spent $106. I got 2 sports bras. Panda Bear got a shirt and a pair of socks. I got a shirt. I got a windbreaker. I got a face mask and stickers that were given to us for free for standing in line, and a free tote bag for signing up for text messaging from Kind of Fit, Kind of Fat. And I think that might have been it. No, and a pair of shorts. I also got a pair of shorts. So all that stuff totaling $106. Had I purchased all that stuff on the Kind of Fit, Kind of Fat website, it would have been an extra $150 more. So we saved more than we actually spent. So that's always a win in my book. And then, of course, eating amazing food is also a win in my book. So, really good Saturday. And then, that's not the end. Not the end. So, took a nap and then woke up. And it was time to go visit the kiddos. That's my sister-in-law, Carla, and her kids. And so we went to visit for dinner time. Got to watch some Netflix with the kids. So the girls are currently 4 and 6. One of them got a Dr. Seuss book, Green Eggs and Ham. And Netflix actually has a Green Eggs and Ham TV show that came out a few years ago. So we decided we were going to watch that. And so we were watching that. And then I had brought the usual art supplies and stuff like that. And also nails, just in case the girls wanted their nails done. But it turns out that, well, the older one, her nails were all gone before even the next day. But the youngest one, her nails were still on. They almost looked pristine, like I just put them on. And so we had put reindeer cheer on her. It is one of the limited edition ones that had come out during the holiday season. And it still looked amazingly good on her. Like, none of them had fallen off. And this is uncanny because these nails are not really meant for children, because children, they tend to have more oily nail beds than us adults. And so they don't usually stick as long on children as they do on some of us adults. But for some reason, they actually stuck. And she even had taken a bath and everything, and still nails were going on strong. So Carla, my sister-in-law, was saying that she thinks Amelie really liked those nails, and so she was doing her best not to let the nails get ruined. So that made me happy, obviously, because most of the time when I do their nails, it lasts all of like an hour before they've taken them off. Even though they say they like it, but then they end up like peeling at it, or they just don't stick. And so I was very happy. I was a very happy auntie yesterday, seeing that the nails had lasted. And my nails had lasted too. I mean, we're doing a new nail today, like a new mani today. But had I wanted to keep my other nails that I did last week on, I totally could have. But because I'm doing this weekly challenge, I thought best day for me to do this is today. And so I took it all off, and now I'm putting on a new one. So here we are. But yes, as I mentioned, the weekly challenge this week is monochromatic nails, and so I've chosen to go all purple, but in different shades of purple. And I'm taking it easy. I'm not doing anything complicated. I'm just doing a different purple on each nail here. And then you'll see I'm going to add Piqued My Luminosity to the nails right here. And so you'll see that I typically like to do 2 layers because when I only do 1 layer, it chips easily for me because I'm typing like all the time at work and also doing dishes and just really rough with my hands in general. So I like to do 2 layers. But I forgot what 2 was going to be. So that is me all the time, forgetting what I'm talking about. Anywho, what was I going to say? Oh yeah. So the weekly challenge is with Tara Stoddard's group in Facebook. And she actually has a small business too. Besides being a Color Street stylist, she has a website called Weekend Serendipity. And I made my first purchase this week from her because it was Tara's birthday earlier this week. And I was like, I'm going to make a purchase from her website. I'm going to support her small business. And I've been waiting to do that for a while. And the earrings that I've been coveting, were still on the website, so I was very excited. So I bought those. But I also had bought a sticker because I've gotten really like into crystals lately. And so she had this sticker for sale and I had to buy it. And it was just like so cute when I got it. But to my surprise, Tara also included one of her new artwork stickers. Isn't that the cutest little thing? It's so cute. I just want to pet it. But yeah, isn't it cute? And Lovin' Thyself Rocks is another small business that I follow on Etsy and Instagram. And I got this. This is the first live sale item I've ever purchased from them. I have purchased from their Etsy and their website before, but this is my first live sale purchase. So I had to share. My little sunflower. It's an orange calcite. So this one I'm actually not bringing to work. I'm keeping this one at my at-home office to keep me company. But I had to share. Okay, back to nails. Okay, so purple. Oh, I don't know. Is it going to bother me that this is a different finish than all the rest of them? I don't know. I hope not. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just nails, right? Okay, this is Aberdeen Aubergine. Am I pronouncing that right? I don't know. This is one of my absolute favorite purples. And it's a staple one, so it's not retired or anything like that. It is one that is on the website, available. Probably will be available for all of time. I don't know. But it is available. Looks like this is too close to this perforated edge here, so I'm just going to cut it from the other end. But yeah, one of my all-time favorite purples. It's a solid. It's actually a little bit sheer, just a teensy bit. So I don't know if I might double up on it. But it's going on my middle finger, so I probably don't need to double up on it since I'm going to use Piqued My Luminosity. But so for the middle finger, typically it's between these two that I use. If I want way more coverage, I use this one. Otherwise, I use this one. This one, if I want less coverage on my thumb, I can get away with using this one. Otherwise, most of the time I use this one. If I want to make these last and do a mani and a pedi, then I definitely use this one on my big toe and then this one on my thumb. Which I've done that before. When my nails are shorter than this, when they're like short, I'm able to get a mani and pedi out of one set. So yeah, it's worth it. To me, at least. Obviously, for those people that don't do manicures and pedicures often, if you're not going to the salon and you don't typically like do your nails like all the time, then I don't know if Color Street would be worth it for you. Maybe for special occasions, yes. But for me, I love the ability to be creative and to express myself through my nails. Before I learned about Color Street, I had a nail polish collection that rivaled a nail salon. Like, literally 4 spice racks worth of nail polish in all different colors. And I used to do my nails like every 3 days. Because 1, I got bored. But 2, it would typically chip by the 3rd day. And so I'd get really annoyed when I had like 1 little chip. And so I would have to redo my nails. So, of course, that was in a time where I actually had lived with my sister, and I was single, and I lived closer to where my work office was. And so I had the luxury of having a really short commute and lots of time to do my nails. Now, my commute is, depending on the day, not the greatest. It's only 19 miles, but 19 miles here in Los Angeles County could mean a lot depending on the day, time of day, weather conditions, time of year, all that good stuff. And so don't have as much time. Plus, I'm not single anymore, and my family is a lot bigger now. And so don't always have time, which is why I have to make time. So this typically is my me time, and I used to do my me time all by myself, all by my lonesome, and you know, easier to concentrate if I can look at my nails like super close to my face. But I thought, you know what, I watch these YouTube video channels like Tara Stoddard's and Shannon Patzels and Stacey Adams. Shout out to all of y'all. I watch their channels all the time and I enjoy myself, and I'm like, I could do that. Maybe someone might enjoy watching me do my nails. And so here I am doing my nails with y'all. So hopefully you're finding some sort of enjoyment out of seeing me do my nails and listening to me yap about my life and my days and what I'm thinking about and all that yada 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 manny chat that I am doing for the world. So yes, that's how we got here. And for those, as I mentioned previously, who used to watch this channel, I used to do Journey to Health vlogs, but I got a little worried that people might misconstrue my vlogs as medical advice, and so I stopped doing those, and I made all of my videos private. So those are now just for me to be able to see and review. But I did say in my last video that I'll keep you guys apprised of my weight loss journey. Although weight loss itself is not like my main goal, it is part of the health journey, because as I mentioned in the previous video, over the holidays I had indulged a little too much, just a teensy bit too much. And so I got all the way back up to 261 pounds. And so don't want to be at that weight. At that weight, I can feel it in my back. I can feel it in the way that I breathe. Just not a happy weight for me to be at. So working on kind of reducing it just a smidge. So this week's been kind of a struggle because, 1, Portos. But 2, my sister-in-law, Carla, is an awesome cook. And yesterday she made her awesome, famous beans. And they were so delicious. Made a bean and cheese burrito. And also had some rice and carne asada. So lots of food. And today also had a yummy sandwich that Panda Bear made for me before I went to my friend Na's house to help her pack up. She's moving at the end of the month, so I was helping her pack up so that she doesn't feel so overwhelmed trying to pack up her place all by herself. And we took a break after dropping a whole carload of stuff to Goodwill to eat some delicious Chinese food. So I had some Hainan chicken, and Na had some wonton noodle soup. And it was delicious. It's a nice break. But we were pretty accomplished. We were able to drop off, as I said, a carload of stuff to Goodwill. And her entire kitchen is practically packed up, ready to go. And so is some of her bathroom stuff. And so next week, I'm going to help her again, just for a couple of hours. And hopefully help clear a whole bunch of stuff. So, okay. Where was I? This one is Flake My Day. It already has a prism effects on it. But I think what I'm gonna do, instead of double layering this, I'm gonna add an extra prism layer on top of it, so it's extra prismy. That's gonna be on the pointer finger. So before I do these two colors, and then the prism effects, because I like to use my pointer fingers and thumbs as tools sometimes, I'm going to go ahead and open up the Piqued My Luminosity and do these 3 fingers first. And then I'm going to do the pointer finger, or index finger as some call it, and the thumb last. So that is what we're going to do. Hopefully you guys are staying safe and healthy in the new year. So far so good for my family. But I do know some of my Facebook friends have gotten sick. And so I hope those that are or were sick are all better now. And that people will continue to stay healthy and stay safe. Alright, so Piqued My Luminosity. I know not everyone has like a bajillion sets of Color Street like I do. I don't even have that many compared to someone like Stacey Adams. But I do have a lot of sets. But that's because I like mixing things up. And also I really do like supporting, or I did like supporting, a whole bunch of different stylists. Whoever was just really likable, and whoever also had really awesome deals, I was right there to support them. But now that my sister-in-law Carla is a Color Street stylist, I gotta focus at least on the first 3 months, first 90 days of her being a stylist. Focus on getting her to her jumpstart goals. And so, if you guys are interested in supporting her, we are working on her next 30-day goal. She did reach her first 35-day goal. And that was pretty easy to do considering Christmas was, you know, upon us. And it was good to be able to give Color Street as gifts. And Color Street had some really awesome deals as well. So, it was pretty easy to get to the jumpstart goal. But now we're at a new jumpstart period, and she needs to reach her goal. So, if any of you guys want to support her, link down below if you'd like to buy. Color Street is taking some of the launches the collections off their site in the next few days. So if there's any that you liked from some of the holiday collections and some of the, you know, small collections that were launched during the fall and winter time, now's the time. Right now. Don't hesitate. Right now is the time to go get them. Like, for example, for me, You'll Be Delighted is this emerald green that, oh my goodness, like, I love it, like, so much. And I need another one of those. And so I am going to be, ooh, feels like my nails are a little oily. Let me get that prep pad. This happens to me sometimes because when I prep my nails before we get on to film here, I do use cuticle oil. And so I do wipe down with the alcohol pad and all that, but my hands, like, I'm not wiping my hands. I guess I could wipe my hands with the alcohol pad, but I typically don't. And so sometimes when I'm putting on the nail strips, I can feel that some of the oils from my hands transferred over to the nail. Definitely don't want that, because then the Color Street dry nail polish strip's not going to adhere to the nails very well. I mean, if you know oily nails, you're just going to end up with it sliding right off, right? So you don't want that. So I keep those alcohol pads handy because I don't always use them either. Sometimes what works, if I'm just prepping my hands for a mani, is to wash my hands with Dawn dish soap. Woo! Try to say that 3 times fast. And that works. So Dawn dish soap is the brand that people use to clean like oil slicks off ducks and stuff like that. So that stuff really works. So if you were to wash your hands beforehand and use Dawn dish soap, sometimes that works in itself and you don't need to use the prep pad. So when I do that, then I can save the prep pad for another day. And then of course, if I'm opening up like 10 sets, well, not really 10 sets, I think I opened up like 3 sets today and I'm using leftovers, then of course I also have extra alcohol wipes that I don't always use up, and so I save those for when I need them. But yes, alright, so you're seeing here adding Piqued My Luminosity. I love Piqued My Luminosity. When this came out, I hope that Color Street, I hope you're hearing me, Fall Park. Fall Park's the founder and CEO of Color Street, but when they came out with Piqued My Luminosity, I was like, I want all the Piqued My Luminosities. So I'm hoping that they never pull this one off the site because it is one of my favorites. Like, I mean, look at that glitter. That is just, I love it. So